Hey, 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 you're listening to that famous old song, U.S. Army Blues, our theme song. That is the theme song to Effin Rager. Hey, everybody, this is your host, Connor Clifton, joined, as always, by my lovely co-host, Ned Gale. Ned, how the heck are you?
Yo, what's up? Just doing the same I was last week. Haven't moved much. This is striking a month of us doing this show now.
This is 4 weeks of, this is our fourth episode that we've done at home in the quarantine age. I think it's working out so far. I've kind of
not too bad. Yeah,
I've been enjoying Twitch. I'm starting to feel like the camera is just another part of the show.
It's like another roommate, you know. It's
yeah.
I don't know if you're seeing the confessional videos I've been making in this camera day after day, but at the end of all of this, I'll play them for you guys so you can see them. Maybe not yet. The time's not quite right.
Yeah, a little too soon.
Yeah.
So, Ned, how was your freaking weekend?
That just ended. Yeah. My freaking it was good. You know, it was the same as every other day. I just didn't check my work email at all. Watched a lot of movies. Drew a little bit. Did a lot of deep cleaning. That felt really nice.
Yeah.
I was taking a run today, and I remember like 2 months ago, I was like real stressed about stuff. And I wanted to get a lot of things done. And I was like, man, I wish the world could just be on pause for a second. And while I was running, I was like, well, here it is. I haven't done anything. Way to use this pause.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think
I think you can deal with it how you deal with it. It's maybe not the pause I was asking for, but it is a pause. So I've been able to get some work done, which is nice.
Yeah.
Picked up my bootstraps, stop sitting on my ass.
That's nice.
And started doing some stuff. What about you?
I'm almost done with reading a book.
Nice.
I read a lot this weekend. I finished up watching The Deuce, the HBO hit series.
Yeah.
Watched a lot of movies with you. You know, didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah.
Didn't do a whole lot. Got some to-go food. We still treated it like it was a weekend.
Guys, Nancy's Hustle has they've split themselves into 3 different concepts. I think they're like a bodega, Nancy's Hustle proper, and then there's Thick Nancy's, which is their takeout thing. Thick Nancy has the best burger I've ever had in my life. I have never treated a burger more like oxygen. I inhaled it the second it touched my mouth. I was like,
I almost got 4 of them last night, but there was I couldn't have gotten them.
I did wake up and I saw a blue and white checkerboard paper in the trash. And I forgot we split a sandwich last night.
Yeah.
A meatball sub from
Very good.
Love Buzz.
Very
top
good.
pizza in America, Houston nonetheless. But I saw that wrapper and I thought it was the burger wrapper, and I was about to call you. I was about to say, "You get a fucking burger without me?" All right, let's get into the guest because we have a
let's get into the guest. Hey, your guest tonight. She's a wonderful comedian. She's a wonderful producer. She runs an open mic, and she makes dresses. She does all kinds of different things. She's been on the show before. One of the best guests we've had. Please give a warm welcome to Dusti Rhodes, everybody. Hey, Dusty, how are you doing?
Oh no, your video disappeared. Wait a second.
Oh, well.
Where'd you go?
There you are. Hey.
There I am.
All right. How's it going, Dusty? How was your freaking weekend?
Oh, it was good. I went on a bike ride.
All right.
Hell yeah.
I treated it like every other day. It was exactly like the week.
Yeah.
A little bit. It was fun. I actually am enjoying sort of like having some like alone time. Just because like I used to be like so busy, and now
it's the big pause.
Yeah, and I started fostering a dog. This is my buddy right here. This is Gus.
Whoa!
Wait, can you say the name again?
He's like huge. He reminds me of the dog from The Sandlot.
What's your dog's name again?
His name is Gus. I got him. I'm fostering him, but it was so funny when I picked him up from the shelter. They were like, his name is Gus, but for short we call him Gus Gus. And I was like,
it's actually pronounced goose goose. It's very nutritional.
Yeah. I actually had a weekend for the first time just because I got to go back to work. And I actually say got to go back because teaching. So I actually got to teach last week, kind of.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of. I don't really call it teaching as much as it's uploading lessons and then answering questions. But, it gives me something to do, which is nice.
So we've had a teacher on during this quarantine, Cody, he's a theater teacher, kind of a different bag. How has it been for you being a teacher in quarantine?
Like we were talking about this like on Friday. Like one of the things that's interesting to me is like realizing like it's like two sides. Like one, like how like essential teachers actually are for their students. Like I have a lot of students that are like they can watch a video, but they're like, Mr. Rhodes, like she doesn't explain it the way you do. Like you explain things differently and you do things differently. And I'm not the only teacher that's had that. Like lots of teachers are like that I talk to are like experiencing their kids just like, can you talk to us? You know what I mean? Like I have kids that are just like, they just want me to explain it, but I'm not alone in that regard. But the other side of it is like things that like when I first became a teacher that I was like, oh, this is just bullshit. I got to do like checking for understanding, like after you give instructions, like asking them again, like what the instructions are. Yeah. And then also just like aggressively monitoring, like walking around your classroom after you've given them an assignment to make sure they're doing the right thing. Like I used to be like, oh, they'll be fine. And now I realize from online teaching how much students just don't read directions and just do stuff and just proceed. And it's like, I got this. And I'm like, bro, it was literally the first sentence and I had it in all caps. It's just really fun. Like that part is really funny to me that I'm just like, okay. Like, but it's just like that part of it's been interesting.
Yeah, I'm imagining a student holding up his homework like to you on the webcam. It's just like sopping wet.
Yeah, it's just been, and like also just like teaching just like it was funny, like my opening video to my students, I talked to them about that because I was like, guys, you probably think this is weird, like teaching from home for me is probably really awkward. And I was like, nah, guys, I've been teaching at home since I was like 7 years old. This is my dream job. I was like, introducing them to my first students, like AKA all my stuffed animals. You know? I'm like, hey, this guy's been with me since the beginning. He's really seen me grow as a teacher.
Yeah, one day the student shall surpass the teacher.
Yeah. I've had fun like making videos for them though, like just coming up with like dumb ideas. Like in my first video, I had like a bunch of like three guys, like you guys know, like Greg and Gavin and Doug from the secret group. They came in and like behind me while I was telling my students what to do, they were just like basically robbing my apartment. Like, and I was just teaching like I didn't notice. So it's been like fun just to like do that kind of stuff, to just like mess with them. Cause it's like, you can do that. Like, like what else are we going to do?
That's pretty good. So you mentioned those comedians. Now I got to ask, what's it like being a stand-up in this time? How are you still performing on digital platforms?
I'm not, because it's just like I think like because like at first it was just sort of like the processing of everything happening, and then teaching came, and it's sort of like doing everything in waves. And I think like now that I had to like download a video editor and I'm like making videos, I'm like, oh, now I can start doing the other stuff, because like teaching actually helped, like the teaching aspect helped me learn how to like edit a video. And now I'm like, oh, I could do this. So now I want to do more just like teaching videos, but like for adults, you know, but like the thing I do with my students. Ooh. Or even like teaching like grammar, but just making it like ridiculous. Like I just thought it would be funny. I've been kind of like fooling around with that kind of stuff. Like rhetorically, like my students use this an acronym called Space Cat to like analyze the rhetorical situation, like break down an argument. And I thought about just like space catting like random like things.
Wait,
like
what is
whiskey, or, like an album?
What does Space Cat stand for? What is the acronym?
Oh, Space Cat. So Space Cat stands for speaker, purpose, audience, context, exigency. And then CAT is choices, which are like the devices that they would use. Okay. But we call them choices. And then appeals, like ethos, logos, pathos. And then tone and topic for T. So like when they switch that. So it's just like I was like doing it with like a random bottle of bourbon for this bourbon group I'm in, just because I thought it was funny. And then I was like, man, I could do this with lots of things. Because like I always tell my students like everything's an argument. And they even sometimes are like, okay. And they'll just point to something in my classroom. Why don't you Space Cat that? And I'm just like, okay, challenge accepted.
So we have a question in the chat here. Do you happen to know what the school nurses or the coaches are doing during the quarantine? And I assume this does not include the coaches that also teach like economics or health or something.
Yeah. So what's interesting about that is, one, most coaches are teachers. It's like if the head coach, probably like there might be like the head football coach or the head athletic director at some public schools. They don't teach anything. But most coaches also have like a teaching aspect. It's very rare in schools anymore that you find like one that does like coaches that just coach a sport. Like I have friends that do that, but that's usually always after school and they have a job on top of their coach. Like it's like my friend Pat, who like was like, he was like a scientist at like MD Anderson. He coached the lacrosse team at like Bel Air or something, but he did that like after hours. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, like most school employees are being like, most districts have worked it out where they're being paid through this.
Okay.
So they're still, because well, that's the thing too, is like when you think about it, a teacher's paycheck in most districts is split up between 12 months. So it's also like that paycheck is also like stuff that I have coming now might be like, if we grouped it all up back, you know what I mean? Like just like it's all spread out anyways. So, and now I'm still teaching, but nurses is a good question. I would guess that some of them might be like donating, like not donating or like working, like maybe they went to like a hospital or like helping in some of those, like those other situations. Like that's a good question. I have a nurse friend. And I could like the old nurse at my old school that I used to work at, she was the DM for our D&D game every Friday. I was like in a Dungeons and Dragons club and our school nurse was our DM. And she's awesome.
A lot of skin knees. Yeah.
Yeah, she was so great. She was really cool. Yeah. I was like, you're like the coolest school nurse.
So I see you got a drink in your hand there.
I do.
What are you drinking? Because we're drinking as well.
I'm drinking, I went down to Poison Girl and bought these like little mini bottles of Four Roses single barrel.
Nice.
And I made a old fashioned out of it.
Nice.
So what's the situation at Poison Girl like right now? What are bars doing?
Bars doing Poison. Well, some of the bars, like, so Poison Girl has a setup where they can actually sell alcohol on Sunday, which is so ironic. But like, you can
it's
like,
all
yeah,
happening.
exactly. You can, they're selling like hot dogs, but you can also go and they're selling like, you can get like a little setup even where they're selling you like 2 Lone Stars and 2 shots of like 2 little baby shots of Jaeger.
Oh shit.
You can get like a whole, like the other day I walked down there on Saturday and I got like, it's like they give you a little can of like Zin Zang, like margarita mix and like tequila. You can get like a little stuff. You can get a veggie dog or a hot dog. They're giving away like cloth masks that you can pick up if you want to. They're very fashionable. So that's what some of the bars are doing if they get permitted to do that. They're selling, like they can sell like wine or they can sell alcohol. So Poison Girl basically just did that. They went and bought like a bunch of small bottles of everything. And you can get that, like you can go get like the small flasks of like different alcohol too.
Damn. Okay, I didn't know that's a nice setup.
Yeah, and all their money, like all the money that Poison Girl's making out off of that, and a lot of the bars that are doing this goes to their employees. Like it goes straight to their employees, so their employees can like, you can get a cool T-shirt. They made like a Karen that works for. She made the shirt. It's like a Lone Star cap that says "Poison Girl loves you."
Oh,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. You can pick that up there too. They're selling those, and again, all those proceeds go to their employees. A lot of the bars are doing that. A lot of the proceeds go to like to help their employees right now who can't work.
very awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's been really cool to see. Like the establishments themselves like really step up for their employees. Yeah.
Have there been places that you've been ordering food from or frequenting?
Yeah, frequenting. I'm kind of been all over the place.
You know.
Tacos a go-go. I've been really lazy about like, sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, I just want breakfast tacos.
Yeah.
So I've been ordering from Tacos a Go-Go a lot. What else have I ordered? I'm trying to think.
You have got to try those Nancy Hustle burgers, like for real.
Oh yeah, I heard you guys saying that, and I actually I Googled it just so I could save it because there's like places that I just like forget about.
Yeah.
Because then like I go like this Indian restaurant Udipi that's over off of like 59 Hillcroft. I ordered from them the other day, like during the afternoon, just because I was like, oh my god, because I just love Indian food.
Yeah.
But then I've also been cooking from home a lot, like making better choices because I went grocery shopping and got like a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So I've just been like actually like waking up and cooking breakfast or like cooking like my like own meals, and I'm just like, wow, when you have a lot of time, this is nice.
No,
yeah.
I've been cooking more. I've been running more. Like this has been doing wonders for my health. This health pandemic.
Yeah. I was like being a little brat at first because I go to the gym like 4 times a week. I'm dumb about working out. Like I get it. And when the gym first closed, I was just like mad, you know, I was like, no, I want to go to the gym. I'm not going to work out. It doesn't matter. It won't help. And then like my old trainer was just like, get off your ass and go work out. And I was like, okay. And so now I've been like working out and stuff. Like I bike to the park and work out and like I find my little area where there's no one, and then I work out, and then because I'm also like self-conscious.
Yeah, so I've seen on Instagram you've been posting some very creative solutions to a lack of workout equipment.
Yes.
Do you have someone helping you with that? Like, was it trial and error? How'd you come up with those techniques?
Yeah, totally. Like, so some of them is just like, you can like easily, like a lot of times, like if you just get like a step that's higher than you, like that's really easy. But yeah, then there was one where it's like a Nordic ham curl where you have to have someone like holding down your feet or have your feet under something. And I just found this fence that I was like, it was like, like there's like the iron fence and I have like the bar that goes across the top and the bar that goes across the bottom. Yeah. And I just like stuck my feet in there. And some guy jogging past me was like, damn, that's creative. And I was just like, oh, thanks, man. Like,
nice flex.
Keep these hammies tight. Like, I don't know what. Yeah, it is like getting creative. But then I bought some resistant bands. So now I don't have to be as stupid with stuff like that. Like now I have like some form of equipment, so I don't have to look as dumb.
Just a bunch of rubber bands from school, like 20 rubber bands.
Exactly. Just connect them all together.
So I have been thinking a lot about. So we were asked to do Grown Up Story Time, be the host before the pandemic happened. That got canceled. Oh. And so now we're just like waiting for when it finally opens up and we're going to host again. And I assume the stories have already been picked out.
Yeah.
But I've been thinking a lot about what is this post-pandemic story landscape going to look like. And you run the Moth. And I was or you host the Moth and you run it with a very great team. And I've just been thinking a lot about like, what do you think that it's going to look? Do you think we're going to get a lot of shitty stories is what I'm getting at? Right? Or do you think we're going to have high quality things?
That's always, because that's always the toss up, right? Because that's even with the Moth. It's like sometimes there'll be a theme and you're like, these stories are going to be awesome. And then people get up there and you're just like, what happened? Like what? I was excited. So because there could be things like people like, because like, think of like, how long we're in this and how like monotonous it might get. And if that monotony starts to make people think that are things that are normally boring are interesting,
oh my God.
It's going to be the bag from American whatever all over again, like that. Like I followed it. Somebody just tells us. But then there could be like interesting stories. Like, I don't know. I feel, because it's also like I would hope that it came from people who like broke the rules, in like something terrible. Like, like they're like, oh, so I met up with this guy anyways, for a date. And then that was awful. Because that's the thing too, is like, I was talking to this reporter from the Chronicle. We're just talking about like dating. It's like, it's kind of weird that now it's like the first date, you're like, well, I guess you just have to come over or we can like walk in a park. Like there's like no real, it's just like, maybe
guess
later.
We'll just awkwardly FaceTime.
Yeah, you can just have like a chair sitting outside your front door and you stay in the living room, you just talk that way. Like if you seem cool after 30 minutes, I'll let you come inside.
If you can fill a body like maybe full of pillows and stuff and then put an iPad on it, you guys can have a remote date via FaceTime.
There you go.
Kind of like a scarecrow.
Yeah.
I have not gotten on any dating apps during this time. Have either of y'all?
Yeah, a little bit. It's weird. It's desolate.
It's not fun. I don't really like. What's weird is I discovered over this is like most of the time when I'm on dating apps, I'm doing it because I'm like bored for the moment. Yeah. Because I'll open them up and all these people have messaged me. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I did that like a week ago when I was standing in line at the grocery store. And like, this has been where I'm just like, I'm bored a lot. I'm just like, oh no, let's find something else to do. Get your sewing machine out and make a dress. Stop doing this.
Have you been making a lot of dresses? Are you continuing that right now? Or?
I've only made 2 so far, but it's because I got started and now like I gotta like, once like school, I just got really into like making videos for my class. And then I was like, so that kind of preoccupied me and like playing with the movie thing that I just got, like the movie editor, or whatever, video editor, just because I was like, I want to see how to do this or this. And like taking little tutorials on YouTube where they show you how to do something so I can know how to do it in the future. Like going to school.
Yeah, no, that's great.
But no, there's plenty more to come because I have like tons of fabric. So I can make little matching like, masks for them now instead of.
Oh my God, a full match outfit. Wait,
exactly.
You said only 2. That seems like so many to me. What is your dress per month? Like, what's your outfit?
I think I just feel like I make more. But the other thing I've been doing too is like, slowly like cleaning different parts of my apartment, like organizing. Like I started with like my pantry, and I was like, I'll do that in between, like waiting for students to ask me a question. And then like my next project is like my closet. And then there's another little like area, this other little like nook in my apartment that I'm just like, I'm going to slowly get to like all of those things.
I
like
fucked
they're, like,
up
pet
one
projects.
corner of my room yesterday, and I'm ready. That closet's tomorrow. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going down.
Yeah. Just cleaning though, like here's the thing about cleaning my closet. Every time I clean my closet, I get depressed and like angry with myself because I'm just like, why do you have so much shit? You piece of shit. Like I get like, because I'm just like sitting, I'm like knee deep in just crap, and I'm just like, where did it all come from? How does that, like, we just cleaned this a year ago, like, you know what I mean? Like I just get angry. Like it's this point where I have to get like, I get over the disgust I have with myself for owning so much shit. I'm just like, because I get mad where people are like, you should donate those clothes. I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just so mad that I just throw them away. I'm just like, I just needed that release. Like I just can't do it.
I'll find shit in my closet and be like, you made it 3 moves? Like you're at this house now? And then I'll be so angry that I'll put it down. And then like 2 moves later, I'll have the same interaction. We're like, how? Garbage pail kid cards. Oh, how do these keep getting here? Like,
yeah. You just keep coming. It's like the cat that came back. Like it's just like, I could have sworn I threw that away.
I think I'm gonna clean off my desk drawer or my desk table, drawing table.
we have the murder room.
We have a garage.
We have this garage thing that is like, we've never used it practically. There's just like, oh, I know I need to keep this box.
Yeah.
So I'll just put it in this room. And like, you can't get in the room anymore. There's like a drum set, then a bike, then a mattress. Like there's so much.
And I have no idea what to do with
That's
it.
a full day.
We're kind of afraid of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Somebody, like a group of people one day are standing outside your house, like bidding on that room.
Please, come on.
You guys?
Take what you want.
Yeah, if anybody wants to bid on that room, we got stuff that we don't need anyway.
Bikes, drums, lighting equipment. None of it
I can
functioning.
see Ned pulling off an impersonation of an auctioneer very well. But I think you can make this happen.
Let's do it.
Hey, you better, one better, yeah.
I'll run up the auction prices. I'll just
Yeah,
take
yeah,
it.
You'll be the plant.
Oh,
Connor just keeps jogging by as it's going on. He's like, 50. And you're like, that guy's just 50. I gotta come on.
We already got $20 right here in the comments. We got $20 in the comments right now. $20. I see anything else? $20.
take it. Take it.
It's all
more than
yours.
we anticipated. Let's take it.
Sucker.
Are you binging anything, Dusty?
Oh yeah, what are you watching?
So I just got done. So I've been watching a lot. I've been rewatching The Simpsons.
Yeah, same.
I watched a couple of episodes of those, which is like so funny. Like that, like it's, you know, you realize like how like just like what's the word I'm looking for? Like stuff that they like said would happen is like now happening or similar to that. Like that's always like weird. But I watched Unorthodox.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Sadly, it's not like it's not something that's super hilarious, but it's like it's based off a true story, a book that this woman wrote. But it was like about this woman who escaped from like the Orthodox like Jewish community in New York, and like fled to Berlin. It's really interesting. But what's funny is I finished watching that right after I finished watching Hunters, which I really like. I like that a lot.
We've been told to watch Hunters. Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's got this like weird comic book like aspect to it.
Ooh, okay.
There's parts of it that I really liked. There's parts of it like the ending I felt was a little bit easy, you know, where I was like I liked getting into it more than I liked coming out of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I was a little bit like it started to get kind of obvious like midway through it. I was just sort of like, oh, this is okay. But it was well done. Like I still liked it. I just watched last night. I've been watching Last Week Tonight since he came back. John Oliver came back. I haven't watched
any of those yet.
Yeah, I love it. My students have been watching. So I make my students watch him every week in class. They have to read 3 news stories a week. And one of them, like I give to them. I'm basically like, well, you do a freebie every week. Because their grade scale is like how many they choose to do. You can do 1 and get the lowest grade or 3 and get the highest grade. But we all do 1 together. So I'm like, well, at least you got this.
Yeah.
But my students have been messaging me like, do you know he's back? And I'm like, yeah, you guys are watching? Like, cool. And then, but last night I watched the first episode of the HBO doc series about the 30 children that were murdered in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Like that just started last night. I watched that. The opening, like the first episode was really good. I forgot, but there was another documentary series that referenced that in one of their and I remember but yeah, HBO is doing a whole like series on it. I think it like airs every Sunday or whatever. It was really good.
Yeah, HBO is so reliable during all of this.
Yeah, I get really into if you guys have recommendations of like docuseries and stuff, that's more like my jam, like documentaries. But then also you guys are movie guys. I was gonna ask you if you've seen this movie. It's called Under My Skin. Under
the Skin with what's her name?
The woman from Black Swan.
Natalie Portman?
I'm so bad with actors.
Wait, Mila
I read
Kunis?
a review of it and it said or the one that's called it's about killing the deer.
Oh, Killing of the Sacred Deer. Is that it?
What is it?
Killing of the Sacred Deer.
What is it? Yeah. Is that not good? I like how you guys both laugh and I'm like,
I think that's a Yorgos movie, right?
Yeah, that's Yorgos.
Yorgos. Yeah, Under the Skin is with I can't say her name. Scarlett Johansson. It's like an alien movie. It's really I really like it, but it's a very like silent kind of art movie style thing. Okay. But a lot of it, so she plays an alien that eats humans, and a lot of the footage of her picking up people is all hidden camera footage. That's why she
has real people in it or something.
Yeah. So there's only 3 actors in the whole movie, and the rest are just like real reactions to people out. It's really weird. I liked it a lot though. It's sick.
Man, I never even heard of this.
Yeah, Mikachu does all the music. It's bitchin'.
Okay. Yeah, we'll check it out.
Okay, sounds good. Cool. Now I know what I'm gonna get high and watch.
Yeah.
Now, we've never done that before, but
never.
The other
I did it once legally in Las Vegas.
We did do it legally.
I referenced that a few episodes ago.
That's what I meant. I'm going to fly to Denver and watch that movie.
Yeah.
Nice.
Breaking all pandemic rules. There's your story. I left the state illegally so I could get high legally.
But I feel, you guys were talking about that. Like, I feel like we should ask, you guys should ask Emily to host Grown Up Story Time, like in this kind of format. And then
like a digital format?
What you can to Gus. Like, you usually donate $5. Just like throw money at their Venmo or something. And you can just cue different people up to read the stories.
I know they talked about having some like maybe pre-recorded ones or something like that. I don't know. I feel like that kind of kills the energy, though. Pre-recorded. I want to do it live, but
we have like a whole thing
right there. Like, I agree with that.
Yeah, but I mean, fuck. Who knows how long this is gonna last? I think a lot of shows are gonna have to adapt.
They canceled The Moth They canceled The Moth in May before, way before we even got word of all the others. So wait, maybe not May, and definitely April. They canceled it after the first week. They were like, we're not doing any shows in April. And I'm guessing the same thing's going to be for May. But at least the people that are losing out on money on that, in Houston, all of us have other jobs. So, the Moth isn't paying our bills, obviously. It's another thing. Yeah. But we are a small community to be concerned about. I'm more concerned about the other arts communities where it's I worry about the Moth at large. All of the people at the top who are losing pay because of this, not like me, who is just team. Adding a little to my income for it.
Hey, speaking of communities, so you run the Rudyard's open mic every Monday. Are you still getting emails from anybody? It's like, hey.
Oh my God, what's funny is at first I checked and I immediately, we canceled. So the day that Sylvester Turner was like, hey, all the bars are going to close after tomorrow morning at 8, and it was a Tuesday. I talked to Blake from Rudyard's and was sort of because I already had tons of comedians that were already messaging me and hey, I don't think I'm going to make it. And so why don't we have this one final blowout? And I'm like, really? You think? Because I was because truth be told, we didn't do it. And then that night I walked down a Poison Girl and there was no one there. It was and I was no one's out tonight. People no, it wasn't Rudyard's was packed with people that night either. Because most of the comedians told me they didn't want to do it, including the 2 people that I'd asked to host. And I'm not judging. I was yeah, understandable. I'm not going to do it. I kind of don't. I thought about just going and setting it up and being you guys have fun. I don't really know. I don't want to be, because the thing about an open mic too is it's the mic. You know what I mean? I was it's not if I was just sitting there watching it, maybe, but I don't want to I was are we going to wipe it down every time? And I was I don't. All of that just, I don't think it's worth it for one more night of what, glory? I don't think that's like, I was just like, because even that, I had a show on Saturday and there was like no, like I did Wheelhouse that last Saturday and there was like no one there because people were just like, no thanks. Like, I get it. I was like, but yeah. So
do you think that the live entertainment industry in Houston is just going to fucking explode at the end of all this? Because I took some time today thinking, like, do I really want to ever go out again?
Yeah, it's like, what are the benefits of this?
Yeah, is this the ideal future?
It's funny. So I was interviewed. I was interviewed for this story in the Chronicle yesterday or Saturday that's coming out on Thursday, and that was actually the point of the story was like, one, like how to laugh during these times. Apparently, there's a guy. So the article is just about like, you know, is it okay to laugh during these times? Kind of, you know, and I'm like, find humor. And I'm like, yeah, like how else do you get through shit? Like, like, you know what I mean? Like even Kurt Vonnegut was making jokes in like the trenches of, you know, in the war. Like, but the other guy in the article is a guy that teaches a laughing class. It's like a laughing workshop that like, it's just like so funny to me because the concept is like, he teaches you how to laugh and teaches you how to laugh like different like characters or people, you know? So that's interesting. But I also just like the idea of a guy teaching a class and people are like, yeah, I want to go learn how to laugh instead of just go to like a show that's meant to make me do that. I thought it was like, that is definitely not like, I'm definitely like, that's probably not the case for them. But I just thought it was really funny that I was like, imagine there's two doors. One's like open mic comedy. Another was class about laughter. It's like, I just rather go.
Maybe a lot of like aliens sign up for that how to laugh class. and they're trying to assimilate into American
they want to
human
get
society.
To the open mic. I guess
yeah,
like
exactly.
the laughter
they just
class,
want to make sure they're laughing okay in the open mic.
The laughter class is guaranteed laughter. You know what I mean? Like an open mic's a toss up.
But that's but we were talking about that back to Connor's question, like because like two things are gonna happen. I think it's gonna be like a slow build. Like say like I don't think this is true. Just say let's have a date. Say in June, it's like we'll go they're like, you
Can
know
it be
what, guys,
June 10th? That's my birthday.
Okay, yeah, there you go. We do it So we do it in June, and I'm like, there's going to be the group of people who are like, I don't know, and they're going to stay in. But I think there is also going to be a group of people who are like, finally, fuck it, I'm out. Let's go. I want to sit at a bar and drink. Like, I think that those people exist, and I think like the important thing is like, if both of those things exist, because I think even those people who are like, fuck it, let's go out are still going to be like erring on the side of caution when they're out, you know, sort of like, hey, like all of that is going to still be in their head. Mm-hmm. But I think there are people that's just going to go out and like want that and just want like more of that interaction. And I think like when that happens, the bigger focus is on like, hey, if I call Ned, I'm like, Ned, we can go, let's go meet at Grand Prize. And Ned's like, oh, I don't really feel comfortable yet. Then I have to be like, cool, Ned. You know, all right. And Ned has to be like, but have fun. Like, I'm glad you're doing what you want to do. And not have this like, oh, why are you being so weird? Or, can't believe you're going out. That's so irresponsible. Like, I think once like that happens, everybody has to like give everybody some grace and how they choose to handle the situation. Yeah. Because I think there's like a lot of judgment going on right now with people who are like, oh. And it's like, guys, we don't need that. Okay. Yeah. Like, there's enough to worry about. How about we all focus on just like kind of minding your business and letting your friends do like what they want to do, like, you know.
True.
Yeah. Now I think that's
here's the question I've been asking everybody that comes on in this format. What do you want to happen at the post-pandemic rager that everyone's going to be throwing?
What
collectively? What party do you want to see happen at this party?
Oh man, okay. What do I want to see happen? It'd be funny. It's like I want there to be a stage and a microphone and an audience. No, I mean like that'll be nice, but honestly, like just I don't know. Like I don't know. That's such a good question because there's so many things I think that like I just want to be like hanging out with like more than like I want to be able to talk to one of my friends and then turn to talk to another group of my friends and then turn and talk to another one of my friends. Like I like variety, I guess, is really like what I'm missing. Like, and I feel bad. Like now the next time I have like one friend over, they're gonna be like, "So I saw you on Effin Rager."
On that, that's why I've been avoiding those fucking digital happy hours Because at a real happy hour, you can go talk to somebody else for a little bit. And these digital things like, great, fucking Candace has the mic for however long this goddamn
They
story's
got the
gonna
talking
take.
stick. Yeah, never more than 3 people in my hangout.
Yeah,
You can take me to that. Yeah.
That's real. Yeah. I think like that, like, yeah, the like variety would be nice. Like just being able to like, hey, I want to talk to this person, and hey, I want to talk to that person. And like, yeah, that, because I do like community. And I think like that's the weird thing about especially, I don't know, like I have like a short, like I have ADHD, and what that translates to a lot in social situations is I'm like, I really like you and I want to talk to you, but okay, now I'm done and I want to talk to someone else. You were interesting, but that's, you know, like, and I also like, just like, sometimes I have to remember when I'm talking, I'm like, Dusty, stop. I'm bored by you. Like, but yeah, I think that like, just like, I like just, and also like, honestly, like, I don't know, like, I know this sounds so fucking cheesy, but I can't stress how much I mean it enough is I just want to see like my friends that are in the restaurant industry, like making fucking money, because like, I have no idea where my headspace would be right now if that were my reality. Like, I can't like feel enough for them. Like, I really am just like, oh, that must be. I also want to go back to a dog park. Dogs everywhere.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I have a lot of dreams for the post.
I think a big dog area would be pretty nice. If we start building this out on a map, maybe we can start adding everyone's post party things.
Like a
my
fucking
God.
Disney World
That
map.
would be a great thing for
Yeah.
you guys to draw. Is just like,
We need to go back to the last episodes, but I think for you, we can attribute a puppy party, a very social puppy party.
And a stage. And a stage with a mic.
And a stage with a mic.
Yeah.
One
Man.
maybe at the far end that's comedy, and one at the far end that's music, so people can choose what kind of entertainment they want.
there you go.
Which
It's
would
all about
the
choice.
only two that I
Yes, like it.
recognize.
Yeah.
So basically, we want to throw Summerfest at the end of all of this.
Summerfest with dogs is basically what we're planning.
Fuck.
I'm
Actually, a big post-pandemic festival sounds really fun. If you could just like block off a street, like a block, basically. Ooh, that would be so fun. There's money to be made, people.
One
Get
of
at me.
the Poison Girl was saying how he wants, like, after this for Montrose to be like car free on the weekends, because he's like, it's been great to just see kids like biking around and like,
hell
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, because there's like in the streets, because it doesn't matter. But no, I want to turn that question back on you, because you guys have asked that question a number of times, heard lots of answers. So I'm sure your answers have like changed, or you've like added things. So what would you guys want in that situation, in the post-pandemic party?
I would love to play D&D.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like not on a webcam. I just want everybody over. I want to be able to drink with everybody. I want to be able to smoke with everybody. I want to be able to high five or hug my friends at the end of it.
yeah.
I-
Hugging is the biggest thing. Like, I
Yeah.
think a some sort of rave ecstasy hug session between all the people. No, I think we take a shit ton of E. No, yeah.
That'd be so funny if you're like, what do you want here at the end of your pandemic? And I'm like, I just want to get laid. That's all. Like, that's all I want. That's just all. I just like.
One big citywide blast. I think that's what we all need. Like, just boosh, like, the bayou floods.
If I get on online dating, that's what I will put in my bio. Just like TBH, just looking to get laid at the end of all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I think everybody's in the same boat.
What are we saying, James, over here? Montrose should recreate the old Westheimer Street Festival from the 90s when Westheimer was shut down to auto traffic for several blocks.
I
agree.
hear
A block
about
party.
those parties all the time.
That's what I want, is a block party.
A block party. I mean, yeah, block party. Yeah, a barbecue. A barbecue or like a crawfish boil. Something like that.
Ooh,
That'd be so fucking
What if
fun.
it was like an old time like block party from like back, you know, like the 4th of July party, like in the Sandlot, where it's just like picnic
Yeah.
tables and sparklers.
Oh,
and
I love it.
Republicans
Everybody's
probably.
That'd be so great.
I
But
have
it's
a
Montrose.
hula hoop with a stick, and I'm just pushing the hula hoop with the stick
Yes,
around.
yes.
And maybe licking a Lollapalooza.
Oh, another thing I would love to do is go to the movies again. I don't
Yeah.
care what I'm seeing. I just want to go to the movies. I want to smuggle in a bunch of food and just like still break the law a little bit. But I want to go to the fucking movies. Yeah, it'd be so great,
Yeah.
man.
Or
I miss
mall.
life.
Yeah, I just miss a big air.
The mall? I'm hoping to never go back to the mall. I'm glad it's done.
I miss doing this. I'd be talking to Connor. I'd be like, hey, wait, 1 second. Did you hear what the guy said over there? Oh my God. Did you hear that? Like, I miss eavesdropping. What the fuck? I can't eavesdrop anymore. Like, I can hear my neighbor, but I don't know.
No, he's so bored.
Yeah. It's a little different. Let's see. Somebody said, I didn't get a chance to see Sonic before everything closed. It is available on YouTube to rent, I believe, for $3.99. It's good. I stand by it.
Emily's watching. She messaged me and she said, we have been planning a live guest.
Yeah.
You heard it here first and nowhere else.
Yeah. Effin Rager. All the news is scoop to print. Or fit to print. Whatever. Fuck it.
Fit to scoop.
I'm losing my fucking mind. That's the weird thing. It's like I've really only been never mind. I've really only been talking to Ned in person, and
yeah, I didn't hear anything you said because it like froze. It went weird.
No, that's fine. Whatever. No, yeah, I do miss eavesdropping. There's no gossip going around the house. Although I have noticed that among my friends, they want to know everything. They're so gossip hungry that they're just like, tell me what your mom and her neighbors are doing on their weird little island community in Galveston. I want to hear all that shit. I think people are just really craving that kind of human connection, even the shitty parts of it.
I crave the drama.
What does Ned do when he wakes up? You're like, guys, I don't know. He gets up. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Incredible. Left foot, right foot. Tell me. Give me the meat.
Classic Ned right there. Just so him.
He always did.
Oh, man. Do you have roommates or is it just you and Gus?
Just me and Gus. Yeah.
Man, do you talk to him a lot?
Yeah, I talk, like, what's funny is I talk to myself a lot just because that's teaching. Like, I think it's because I'm used to, like, instructing students and, like, modeling for them. So even when I'm just, like, doing something, I catch myself doing that a lot where I'm like, okay, we're going to upload this. All right, now we need to, don't forget to put this. Like, so I talk to myself, but I talk to Gus, like, no, mostly I talk to Gus. Like, I talk to Gus as in conversation when, like, we're on walks. And I'm just like, okay, you've been smelling that. Like, why are we so small? Okay, you want to walk over here? All right, we walk over here. Like, it's more of just like, I'm just like, okay, it's really, yeah, okay, that's good. I'm sure people think I'm insane. Like, they're just like, a woman's like talking to her dog because I'm like sarcastic with them.
They're leaning over to their dog and like, do you see that crazy lady over there?
Yeah, exactly. But they're so excited about it because it's like, it's something.
Stop telling me to kill people.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, have you given Gus a voice in your head? I know a lot of owners attribute a voice to their dog, and I love hearing what voice they give their dog.
Yeah. Gus hasn't gotten, it would definitely be old man. He's like totally stretching right now, and all he's doing is lying down. It's so funny. The dog I had before him was like, his name was Gilly. He was another foster, and he was like super scared of everything, but was also just like, I've never thought I'd ever describe a dog as compliant before, but it's like he would just do whatever. And so like he was either like sometimes it teetered between Eeyore and Snuffleupagus, where it's like, okay, you know what I mean? So literally it was just like, all right, like I would give him I started giving him a bath, and at first he was like, huh, and then like 5 seconds later he was like, okay, and just like sat there because he was just like. I guess we're doing this now. Like he was just totally like, all right. Which was like super funny. But I don't know, Gus is sort of like, he's crazy because he's an old man, but then like he also acts like a puppy. When he gets really excited, he like jumps around and stuff, and he's like so he's, I don't know, to figure out his voice. But yes, I definitely give animals voices.
I always do. I think my voices change based on like the personality of the dog. Obviously.
Yeah.
I'll go like, oh, hello, something like that. I really pull from like Adam Sandler when I come up with dog voices.
Yeah, I was always hoping that I'd have a dog that like, I've never had a dog that I think sounded like Scooby Doo or like Astro. Like what?
Real dope.
Like one of those. I've never had a dog sound like that in my mind. That's a new goal.
Well, all right. I guess I just see dogs as beneath me or something. Jeez Louise.
I want that.
Every dog who talks to me is like, hey, man, what
are we gonna do?
Real nervous, kind of freaking out.
I can't tell you how much I wish we had a cat around the house during all this. Like a dog would give me an excuse to be like, but officer, I have to go out on 4-mile walks. Like I got to do it. But a cat, I just think that's, I don't know. They're really nice and needy in times like this, I think.
Yeah, or they're just like, why the fuck are you still here? Like,
Yeah. Cats
like
are so
staring at you like, this is my time.
they're so excitingly independent that like you can just like watch a cat for an hour. It's like, what is your plan today? Like, I'm gonna watch the whole thing, but God, what are you thinking? Like,
Yeah, that's funny. Dogs follow you around the house, but you follow a cat around the house.
easily.
Yeah.
Is that cool? I mean, you got up for that, so it must be interesting.
Oh, what's at the window? What do you see? Like,
Yeah.
To bring it back around to quarantine activities, I did want to ask, do you have any routines that you're sticking to during this to just like stay sane, or are you just like throwing caution to the wind? So what are you doing?
No, I definitely, like, there are small things that change. Like, because I started fostering, I get up at like 6 or 7 and walk the dog, like walk them for their morning walk. The last dog I had only went on 1 walk a day because he was like super scared, and he would only walk in the morning because it was like darker and he just felt safer. You could like, I'd have to like he was like traumatized. So he was like, 1 walk's good. I don't need to go out again. Thanks. But then like working out, like once I got back into that, like forcing myself to like, I ride my bike to the park and work out and ride home. Like that's like, because that was already a regular routine in my life. So I think it was actually reestablishing some routines when I didn't have as many. Like I didn't have to go to school and I didn't have an end of the day. Like school's really sort of like we're supposed to be at school from like, we're supposed to be like around from 9 to 4. But really what that means, I can like walk the dog. And at 9, I really just have to check my email to make sure there's nothing I have to do. And my office hours don't really start till 10:30. So like I go back to sleep until like 10, and then I wake up and then I start doing everything. But it's more because like I'm going to work the same amount of hours. I'm just going to work later than earlier because I'm just like, that's who I am. Like I'd rather sleep late and then like I can work, like I'll work until like 7 or 8 because what the fuck else am I doing?
Yeah.
And like make up for that time I was sleeping. And also like I'm actually going to change my workout routine. Like I was going at the end of the school day like at 3:30 or 4, but now I'm just going to go in the afternoon because there's less people at the park. And then like so I can kind of get that over with too. So like yeah, but there's like certain things. It's not as much as like routines as far as like things, yeah, but like a thing that I make sure I do that day. Like I make sure that I like make like a meal because I actually don't like. What's weird is like I'm not eating as much. A lot of people are like I'm eating so much more, but I'm just not as hungry. And when I get really into doing something like at school, I'm just like I need to eat because I've been up and walking around and it's so much more energy. But at home, I'm just sort of like, oh, I guess I should eat something. Like that's how I don't know.
I eat nothing during the day. Like I'll have like some yogurt or something like that, and then at night I'll just like slowly snack through like a pound of food somehow.
Yeah.
Like
we kind of pig out
in the daylight. Yeah.
We pig out for dinner.
Yeah.
And then we just like snack and have little desserts, multiple desserts, so many.
Yeah. I'll go outside.
So many desserts. That's actually what's in that room we were telling about you about earlier.
Yeah.
Desserts.
We cooked a cake that's taken a life of its own, and it's just banging on the window. We'll snack on it, sure, but otherwise we're afraid.
It's been really nice, I think, just like trying to, because I got one of those produce boxes. And the only rule was none of this can go to waste. So like I had to like really step up my game and come up with different stuff. I made my own pasta sauce. It was really bad.
Nice.
I beefed it on that one. I've made some crazy meatless tacos. That's really fun. Just trying different things. Are you researching and trying new skills, new recipes? Are you doing anything new in this time?
Yeah. The video stuff has been really fun.
The video.
Like learning how to like make and edit videos. Like I've been really just liking that. And then actually just getting back to cooking too. Like just remembering how to like do like oh man, like or it's like remembering things that I used to cook and like cooking those again. But really like I'm gonna try some new sewing stuff out. Like I want to try to make this little like jumper thing that I've had a pattern for forever. Because like sewing is like different skills. Like if you make a skirt, super easy. A dress, a little bit more difficult. But there's other things that I'm just like always been terrified of. So it's like learning new skills like the video editing thing, but then upping my skills like, like going to like graduating to the next level, if you will.
Yeah.
That's been the other thing. So yeah, I would say the video editing stuff, and then upping the sewing skills.
Are you working your way up to like a hazmat suit, full body thing
That's really what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Just like a full like GIMP outfit.
Yeah, I was to say, I guess that is a GIMP thing. Yeah.
But with cotton, so
Ooh, soft
so
GIMP.
it's like friendlier. It's my Americana version of.
If I had to define my style, Americana GIMP.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a very BDSM, but with an Americana vibe.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Before we move into our final segment, Dusty, did you have any words or messages that you wanted to convey to our audience?
What do you mean? Like just anything?
Yeah, inspirational words, a reminder that you're just looking to get laid at the end of this.
So I will say this. I heard this on a podcast that was on the New York Times, and I actually, when I was talking, my students and I did a circle on Friday where they were kind of like letting out like all of their frustrations and questions, and just, and I gave them this quote that I heard on this, it was like this podcast where they were interviewing this Norwegian woman that lives in New York, and she owns a bar, and they were interviewing her because it was the last night the bars were open in New York. And she gave them this Norwegian proverb about the whole situation that I really like, because as much as it's like everything's heavy right now, but the proverb was this will either go well or it will pass. And I just like really like it, like I remember like her saying that, and I was like on my bike ride home, and I was just sort of like there's no doubt that like lots of terribleness is going to come from this, but it's just like this idea of just like taking it that way. And like I feel like it just like I remember hearing that and immediately just feeling like, and I say that to myself a lot, like when I get caught up in all of this and I get really into the shit, like I said, like that quote just like pops up in my mind sometimes unconsciously, and I'm just like I'm like, okay, like it's gonna get worse before it gets better, but it will pass. And I don't know, like I hope that doesn't seem, the other part of me like just worries, like I hope people don't think I'm belittling the issue or making light of anything, but like I'm not. It's just like my way of like kind of coping with like it. I just really love that.
No, I think that's a pretty
pretty
great way to put it.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally have been trying to find ways to just like give myself things to look forward to. Ooh, what's that going to be like? But no, I think
I agree. Like I think that's true. It's like because that's how you have to. And I feel like there has to be a point where you break. Just like talking about like being able to laugh. It's like there has to be a point where you like allow yourself to like, it's never going to go away. But like if that's all you thought about all the time, that doesn't make the situation better.
Yeah.
Yeah. COVID's kind of like a breakup or a relationship you think is not going well. If you think about it too much and you put too much on it, you're definitely going to ruin it. But if you kind of just go back from it.
But how long is it going to hurt?
Yeah, exactly. That's what's crazy. That it's true. It is in that way. Like you don't know when it's going to end, right?
Yeah.
Like you're like it's like a thief in the night.
Well, think of it. It's the equation is like it's half the time you spent in the relationship is how long it takes you getting over it. So how long since our last pandemic, and then just half of that.
That's pretty good. All right, you ready for the final segment here?
Let's pop in the last segment.
All right.
By
Wait.
the way, love the backdrop.
Here we go. I want a new plug. Tell us what's going on. Tell us all the stuff you're doing after we sing this song. All right, Dusty, what do you have to plug? Do you have anything to plug?
Huh?
Do you have?
Well, you can follow me.
The fuck you
Sorry,
want?
It'll keep cutting out. That's why I can't hear you all the time. Yeah, sorry. I couldn't hear anything, so I could hear the music, but then you guys would say something, but it would cut out. I ruined that.
We were singing the song.
Do you have anything that you would like to plug?
So I was supposed to record my album, and that got postponed, but it is going to happen eventually. And if you follow @LadyApron, when that does finally come out again, I'll definitely be posting about it on @LadyApron on Instagram and Twitter. So if you follow me there, you'll know when it finally is going to happen.
All right, we're putting that right here on our
screen.
so everyone can see it @LadyApron. That's on Instagram and Twitter, or?
And Twitter.
Instagram. All right, great. Ned, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
At Ned of the Dead on everything. I'm working on some stuff right now, so just follow that account. And at Swimwear Department. Swimwear Department's working on a cover right now that'll be real fun, so check that out.
I've been hearing that cover. Go follow Swimwear Department. I think everyone is going to enjoy it. I've been seeing some really cool behind-the-scenes shit with it. It's going to be very fun, very cool. Go follow Cryptocurrency on Instagram and Twitter. And that's all I got to plug. All right.
And keep an eye on Effin Rager. We got some other stuff planned besides our normal Monday show. We got a big stream coming up.
That's true. Yeah. We are working on something that's going to be very fun. And then next week we're going to have some of the people from Zine Fest Houston on to talk about their digital mall. So make sure you tune in next week. Dusty, I want to say thank you again so much for coming onto the show. We got to have you on again once we're back in the studio and things are a little bit more normal. But other than that, because the last time we had you on, we never even talked about parties or what kind of parties you go to.
We only know about dogs.
Now we know what parties you want to go to.
That's all we can talk about the next time I'm on.
Deal.
All right.
Any last words for them? Oh, you already gave the quote, but final words. Final words. Any last words for the audience before we go?
Stay safe, and I hope to see you out somewhere randomly at a bar soon.
We do too.
Yeah.
Once it's all over.
Yeah.
Not
soon.
Yeah. When it's all over.
This is over.
We'll see you out there, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Dusti Rhodes. Have a good Monday night.